Welcome back to Worldwide of Reselling. Tonight we are joined by some class. I mean, it's Mother's Day, so we had to bring some class along with us. We're going to have to be on our best behavior with these mums with us. We've got Charlie and Sam joining the rotten crew of Brad, and Drew. So thanks, ladies. Firstly, happy Mother's Day to you both, and welcome aboard for a Sunday session. How are you both?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, doing well.
We're Mother's Day barbecue. Welcome to the sausage sizzle.
We've got our wine, so we're fine.
Oh, we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
Well, I've decided tonight. Normally I'm sitting here rocking a VB. I thought tonight I'm going to be a bit more classy since we have the two lovely mums on. Tonight we're on the Bundy and Coke. So we're going class for the mothers
That's
tonight.
One small step up. One small step up.
Step up or a step back.
I think it's just like sideways. It's like VB rum. I was half expecting like a wine or something. I thought you were going to go the whole hog, but I expected too much.
I don't drink possum piss, mate. Sorry.
just cat piss.
That's exactly what it is too.
Drew, welcome back. 2 weeks in a row. We're glad to have you here back again. Now we're hoping that we're going to get you back pretty much every week. Now we've tried to bribe partner Sarah to give us you every week, but look, we'll have to see what happens. So welcome back. How's your week been, mate?
It's been good. No crazy events really, just standard eBay week as a reseller. You guys know what it's like. And then
I'm not sure there is a standard eBay week because there's always an up and down at some point. So it's a good. You're on the beers as well tonight. What are you rocking?
I'm drinking a Peroni, I think. I don't know, something like that.
Very good.
My favorite.
Classy, I guess.
Big step up.
We've got a few in the chat. I'm sure there's heaps of people out celebrating Mother's Day with their mums and grandmothers and stuff like that. So thank you everyone for joining us. We have Jazz, who's actually sitting in the lounge with her mum who got here today, which is really cool. We've got the Gons in the house. We've got Chris caught up with Brad not too long ago over in Ballarat. So that's cool to see you guys. We've got Megan, Thrifting Oz Style. The Octopus is in the house as always. Good to see you, the disgruntled octopus. We have Grant and Lee coming over to check out what Sam's up to, I'd suggest, making sure she behaves herself on the stream. My mum's in the house. Happy Mother's Day. Gave her a ring this morning and told her thanks for making me because I wouldn't be here without her. So thank you very much. Oz Riley, Chris, and we have Mossy and Uncle Wayno in the house as well. So thanks everyone for dropping in on this Mother's Day. Now, Mother's Day special. So we wanted to, as I said before, get some class on and get some insight into reselling as mums, trying to find out what it's all about because let's be honest, I've got 2 cats and it's nothing like being a mum, but sometimes I feel like they're treating me worse than what a child would. But tell us what it's like. Tell us a little bit about some of the systems you guys have to do. Now, Charlie, you said before you even came on that after this you're going to do some listings. So
yeah,
what's that all about? It's Mother's Day.
But I'm going to let Sam go first because there's a meltdown happening on the other side of that door.
There we go.
I'm going to put a mute and I'm going to come straight back. You go first, Sam.
So, Charlie and I sort of do opposite schedules for the same reason. So I tend to get up at 5:30 in the morning and try and get my work done by about 7:30, which is when I have to prod the teenagers for about 10 minutes to get them out of bed. So they'll go to school and then get my son ready. He's only 7. Whereas I know, Charlie will tell you she's the opposite end and I have no idea how she does it. But it's sort of, for me, it's only those morning hours that are reliable because anything could happen after then. Like, I just don't know. That's the reality.
I don't think I could match either of your schedules, to be honest, because I go to bed and Charlie's texting me, and then early on in the morning I see you posting something. So I'm like, just doesn't matter. I'm like, how do these people manage to keep stuff going? So big ups to you guys for working around that. Flipper, obviously a dad. I want you to give a bit of an ups to the partner, mate, because obviously she keeps the house running. Kate, she keeps you in line, which would be a tough job, I think. So how's her Mother's Day been, and how does she help you keep on top of your business, I suppose?
Yeah, no, I think she's had an all right Mother's Day. We've been away for the weekend, so we went to Melbourne, stayed in the city, somewhere that I don't necessarily like to go. I'm too bogan to be in the city, I think. Had to be very careful with the young bloke in the back of the car there's some choice words coming out of my mouth almost. Driving around in the city, I can't stand it. But anyway, no, I think she's had an all right day. It's been a pretty busy day and busy night. So it's been good. So, yeah, shout out to Kate. Happy Mother's Day, and to my mum and grandma. And then, yeah, no, she's, for me, with the business side of things, Brad has just gone, he's turned into a rainbow.
Yeah, that's like ABC from the 90s or the 80s.
Yeah, that's retro.
Taking us back.
For me, with Kate, helping me with my business, so on the physical side of things, when it comes to listing and all that sort of thing, it's a one-man show. She has her own business, and what's going on here? Brad has disappeared. What the hell?
You're going to see something really odd here in a minute. Does that zoom in?
What's happening?
I'm a little bit worried that disgruntled octopus slipped into your little man cave there, mate.
I thought I was hacked there for a second, but turns out I hadn't plugged in the battery. So it turns out you need a battery.
Yeah, so basically with Kate, everything's a one-man show. She has her own business as well. She's a psychologist and works for herself out of a private practice. So, I mean, I have no say in her business. She doesn't have any say in my business from a physical aspect, but from a mental side of things, she's always there listening to me to whinge about all the bad buys that I get and all the stupid shit that I get on eBay. She's there listening to all my conspiracies that come around eBay and algorithms and all the bullshit that we all I'm one of the worst people in the world that comes up with that stuff. She has to listen to the brunt of it. She has to put up with all my moods when my sales are low or I've been scammed or something like that. So she's on the mental side of things, and she's a psychologist. So she's
a professional.
Perfect. So she is my personal psychologist, and that is her role in my business.
I think she's got a work cut out, mate. She's got a work cut out. So,
she does.
We appreciate everything. Obviously, our partners do for us as well, and obviously Kate being a mum and keeping the little man Eli entertained and busy when you're trying to film and stuff is always thankful. We'll go up to Charlie and then we'll jump across to Drew because I don't know if she solved World War III, but she may have got a ceasefire going. Let's find out.
A 2-year-old, so who knows what stage of world wars we're on. What was your question?
Just a little bit about how you manage being a mum and your eBay life. Obviously, you're up pretty late.
I said before we went live, what I try to do every single day is just make it to bedtime. Make sure everybody makes it through the day in one piece, and I get my listings up. I don't really know if I've got good systems in place. I think it's just a wing it every day.
Sheer grit, isn't it, with you, Charlie? It's just absolute determination to get it done.
I think so. I'm just determined.
You are.
I think when you say get to bedtime, your stance on bedtime is probably a little bit later than most, I would suggest. There's been some late conversations on Instagram. I look down, I'm like, what is Charlie doing up at 11:30, 12?
I know. I think when I say get to bedtime, it's more get the kids to bedtime. And then I know that I can do work and I can chill out and I'm on my own schedule. But yeah, I think my bedtime can go anywhere between 12 and 1 o'clock. Who knows?
Yeah,
it'll be a late one tonight.
Drew, now obviously you've got the fur baby with you. So firstly, there's a couple of things here. You have to tell us about what Sarah does to keep the fur baby out of your hair. But we've also seen your mum join you on one thrift trip back in the day, a little while ago now.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about. Do you think your mum has influenced you in any of your sort of thrifting adventures or your entrepreneurship, I guess you could say? So we'll start with Sarah. Tell us a little bit about Sarah's role in the fur baby household and keeping things keeping Archie out of trouble.
Yeah, so Sarah's role is filling up the Kong to keep him occupied and walking him. They're the two main things that sort of help me get listings done if it's been like a long day and I haven't done much eBay-wise or if there's a video to film or something. But yeah, she's a good Kong filler. In regards to my mum, I forgot about that video actually. We used to go thrifting all the time growing up. She keeps ringing me, or when I talk to her today, to wish her happy Mother's Day. She keeps ragging on about this Billabong jacket she has that she's comped out apparently. Apparently she knows how to comp on eBay now, so it's an $80 Billabong jacket. I don't know how she's figured that out, but
she must be watching some of your videos, mate. She must be watching some of your videos.
Potentially. But she definitely, we thrifted heaps growing up. And entrepreneurial wise, like she always had her own small business. She used to do a bunch of like folk art painting classes at home and stuff, and had like a side hustle. Apparently teaching people how to paint plants and stuff, but I don't know if she was any good or not, but people paid her. So.
We'll give her some credit. She was good. Did well for herself.
I love you. If you're watching this, Mum, I love you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Absolutely. So we did catch a little glimpse of your mum quite a while back now on the channel. So it was good to see her out thrifting. Now, my mum, she'll probably tell you that the thrifting all came from her because back in the day when I was 3 inches high to a grasshopper, she took us around a few op shops when we didn't have a lot of money. So she used to take us to op shops to try and find clothes to go to school and stuff like that. I think she's probably inadvertently had a big influence on my thrifting life. So she'll take credit for a lot of those things, which is awesome. Obviously, I think just the love and care that my mum has given to me has helped me a lot more. So big shout out to Mum. I know she's in the chat. So happy Mother's Day. A few people saying happy Mother's Day in the chat. Everyone's laughing at me getting taken out by the hacker, e.g. my lack of battery. Jazzy saying
happy Mother's Day to the dads too. Happy Mother's Day to the dads that play the mother role as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dads playing that role, so good on you. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
100%. My mum arrived with 5 pairs of jeans for me today that she sourced herself. So there's some listing.
Nice.
That's one thing with family as well is I often get a call from my mum when she's at garage sale. She sends me a photo of some random thing that probably isn't worth a lot 9 times out of 10. But on that 10th time, I'm like, that's a $200 item. I'll take it. So I do appreciate Mum getting involved in that. So thank you very much. Toby's jumped in as well, and Jazz is agreeing with you there, Jada. So yeah, definitely worth it. So we'll go around again and have a little bit of talk about how eBay has been over the last couple of weeks. And I want to hear from you guys. There's been a lot of chats in some of our group chats about slower eBay sales. So I want to hear from you guys what the last week's been like for you, and do you think there's any reasons for it? So Charlie, give us a rundown of how the last week's been. You've just come back from Sydney, you were saying before, so that's going to impact listing.
My sales have been all right throughout the week, and then the last few days I haven't really listed. Usually I hit between 20 and 21 listings a day, but I didn't do it in the last 4 days. I've just been kind of doing the bare minimum and then sell similar, just because I haven't had time. I've been busy. Jason worked all weekend, so it was just me flying solo with the kids, so it was hard to get the listings in plus do everything else. And I didn't list yesterday. I went to bed last night at like 8 o'clock and didn't list yesterday, and I haven't listed today yet, so I can see the dip. I'm still getting sales, but I can definitely see the slowdown since I've dropped off a little bit. So I'll get back into it tomorrow, and hopefully I'll finish the month good, but it's not looking good at the minute.
Sam, what about you? How's things been on your end in terms of sales and eBay in general?
So I'm actually going the other way, which I'm so thankful for, because school holidays over Christmas and New Year just killed my store. I did all the right things as a mum, which is the whole reason I quit my job. But it really impacted on eBay. And then I got a bunch of returns in January. Like, and I mean a bunch. I think I got 7. And it just killed my metrics. And I'm caring for someone currently who's in Sydney. So I'm in Sydney every week doing that sort of thing. So I'm trying to be really sensible with my eBay and just be consistent. And it's working. So I think I'm up to week 5 of 10 listings a day. And my sales are coming back because I'm on the 90-day assessment for returns, because if you sell over 400 items, the January returns have gone, so my return rate is much better all of a sudden. Things are coming back, which I'm thrilled about. And then I'm just getting the occasional random. I got a Posh sale today. I got an Etsy sale the other day. I'm not doing any work on those platforms. I've just got them sitting there. So yeah, things are picking up, thank goodness, because it was pretty dark for a while there.
It's awesome to hear that, like, when you put that consistency in, it might not be straight away that it starts picking up, but that lag, and then it picks up, and you kind of like, you know what, that work was worth it. Like putting that extra effort in and doing that consistency pays off long term. So great to hear.
And it's not big numbers. It's not big numbers. I'm just doing 10 a day on the main store, and then I do whatever I can on anything else. And I think that for other mums, that's really important, that it doesn't have to be that you're listing 20, 30, 40. Like that would be great. But 10 a day is, I'm starting to see that again. So it's really good. Yeah,
definitely. Jutta, how's things been for you, mate? You've been out gallivanting in the wilderness with some other resellers lately. So how's things been for you?
Yeah, pretty good. Friday was really dead for me. There was only a few sort of sales trickled through. Once again, I'm all on those conspiracies. There's a bit of back-end work still going on down at eBay there. There's, I'm just seeing updates constantly on the app. I know this week I noticed more item specifics come in. I finally got it down to 300, and then all of a sudden it's back to 500. As soon as I get around that 300 mark, we're back up to 5. I don't mind too much because I'm still pushing those 30 a day, fixing them, ending, sell similar. And that's really helping my sales. That's one thing that I've been super consistent on. I'm doing 30 of them. So 15 every morning when I wake up, 15 before I go to bed. And that's just really helping. I'm fixing that 1, 2, 3 specifics that need doing. Listing wise this week, probably explains a little bit of inconsistency. I had a couple of days there which I didn't hit the numbers that I normally do. I think maybe because I was hanging out with the E-Lot in Adelaide a week ago and you have just cooked me this week. I've struggled to recover from that trip. So, I've had a few inconsistent days. Obviously, Thursday I went out with Chris. We went op shopping and all that sort of stuff. That was a pretty big day. And then, I didn't really list very hard. We've been away this weekend. The week prior, before I come up with you guys, I was punching the listings and had them all drafted so they consistently come out every day. But then it come to Monday, I ran out of drafts, and I'm just trying to, catch up. So, a little bit of inconsistency from my end has made the sales a little bit inconsistent. But overall, I'm still getting to my goals, but just passing them. I need to be smashing them. And that's what I want to do. So I'm just ticking over where I have to be, but I want to be doing a lot more than that.
And that's sort of something we spoke about when you're here, like when you have a slow day, and then you actually look at your numbers and you're like, oh, actually I've hit kind of where I want to be. But when you have those really good days and then you have one of those like mediocre days, you're kind of like, what's going on? Like, why aren't I selling stuff? And then you're like, oh, actually I've done what I need to do. Like it's
a mental thing too. Like I find myself, as soon as I start having a slow day, I'm checking the app every 20 minutes if I've got offers to send out. I'm like low ball offers too. Like I'm sending out shit just to get one out the door to get those algorithms going, And it's up here. Like if I already had a couple of early sales, I wouldn't even think about that. I'd come in later and go, hey, there's a few there we can spit out. It's very much a mental game.
Yeah, definitely. Drew, what about you, mate? How's the eBay ticking along, and how's everything going really with the multiple avenues now with the vintage stuff as well? How's everything?
It's been good. I'm just looking at eBay charts now. It's literally just up, down, like $400 day, $200 a day, like the entire week. Like last week was really bad. It was about 4 or 5 days where it was like $100 each day, and that was purely just poor like listing consistency the week before. But yeah, it's just an up and down week. But the other platforms have been good, man. Like we posted a couple of finds that we got on Friday, and they like just sold via DMs straight away on Instagram, which was awesome. No fees attached, did them a little deal. And then we had a Poshmark sale today, and I think 1 or 2 was some Depop item, and a couple of really quick flips on eBay, which was awesome. Like a same day flips, which we haven't had in a while. So having a same day flip within like 12 hours was nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to hear that like those other platforms are keeping things afloat. So I guess having those on the side for you is pretty important, and creating a vintage sort of community around your Instagram definitely gives you a bit of a leg up as well, I think. So that's awesome to hear. There's a couple in the chat sort of talking about their week. Chris is saying interesting week for me, not big but not small, just less than average. Started high this week and slowed down in the end. Uncle Wayno is saying last few weeks have been average, but I'm pretty happy with that considering I mainly only been ending and sell similar. Yeah, so it's interesting. For us, we had a couple slow days there, and then today's been quite good, mostly because of one sale. But yeah, I don't know. It's inconsistent, like everyone's sort of saying. So, be interested to see how next week goes and if we can sort of get things ticking over and out the door.
I'm interested to see what Uncle Wayno said there, because the next 2 weeks, I want to get really ruthless with my stock before the end of the financial year. So I want to go through and work out stuff that's been sitting around a while. Is it going to sell and really be really aggressive in trying to sell it, or am I going to donate it and just clear it before, so I can write it off this year? And so I'm just going to be doing ending and relisting, doing item specifics, doing some new photos, like no new stock. It'll be really interested to see if my sales stay up just with that activity, but it not actually being new items.
Yeah, definitely. I actually said to Jazz a couple of weeks ago, I was like, we kind of want to do some other things, right? And for us to be able to do that, we would have to take sort of 4 to 5 weeks off to learn this new thing and then do it. So I was almost like, for the next 4 to 5 weeks, should we just end and sell similar and just see what happens? And if we're down, then it's a good experiment and we can talk to other people about it and, do a video about it. And if it does well, then that's great. Like, we've learned this new thing we want to learn, and we've also kept eBay going. But I'm just nervous that we do it and then our store just goes shoot.
I reckon it would hurt your store if you weren't adding new items to it, though, because eBay's smart enough to know that it's the same item, unless you went through and you changed your title and changed your pictures or something.
Yeah, you have to change a lot.
You may as well just do a new listing.
Yeah, well, we generally, when we do it, we do change a few things. So we will change the title a little bit. We'll fix up some photos. We'll change item specifics. So yeah, I don't know if we will do it because I'm too scared. But it would be an interesting, experiment.
Just do both.
You have to talk to Jazz about that. I don't think she's going to be too happy about that. You can suggest it to her, Charlie. I'll let you do that one. I wanted to say a quick hello to Nicole. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. She was saying, I only have like 40 listings, but I found if I list one a day, my sales have been at least one a day. I sales stopped, listed yesterday, sold again last night. So, yeah, I think...
eBay forgets you in 24 hours. It just forgets you if you don't list. You don't exist.
It moves on to the next person who's feeding the beast. So, Wayno was just saying he's been crook, so he's been ending and sell similar, and it's saved his bacon. So that's it's good to hear. All right, well, 20-ish minutes in. So what we'll do is we always do sale of the week. Now, I've got 4 here, but I'm going to start with Drew because he's got a show and tell for us, which is unusual for us here at the Wide World of Reselling. So he's got his sale on hand. I'm going to put you in solo, Drew, so I hope you've got your makeup on.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go.
Sale of the week. It's pre-postage. So I don't know how much postage is, so I can't give you accurate net profit on this one. But anyway, picked this up maybe a month ago. I think it was in one of our recent videos. Just wanted to show it off. It's not quite as expensive as Brad's racing jacket, but it's up there. So it's Holden Racing Team. There's a bunch of like sponsors down the side. You got Xbox, VB, and I love that one. Qantas, all the Aussie ones. Just based on the Xbox one, I'm guessing it's pretty like mid 2000s. Paid $18.50 for it, and it sold for $160 shipped. So about pretty like $110 net on that one. Made in New Zealand. Pretty dope. Pretty happy.
And just shows like some of those HSV jackets and jumpers can be worth some money if you do your research. Not all of them, but yeah, definitely that's a nice little pickup there and a good sale too. So
let's hope we get the medium satchel. Let's hope.
Oh, you'll get it in there, mate. You'll get it in.
Roll it.
Now, I hope I don't stuff up whose is whose here. So I'm going to try and do this without destroying everything. But I think this one's Charlie's, except it's not working. There we go. Yes, I got it right. Tell us about this one, Charlie.
Look, Brad asked me for my sale of the week, and I was mid-driving. So I pulled over the side of the road and I went through quickly and I picked that one. The reason why is because I paid $2 for that. So paid $2 and sold it within 2 weeks.
Wow. 2 into 45 plus post is gold. How do I stop the screen? Next time Brad texts you while you're driving, just tell him to go away. What's that?
I have a quick question about that one, if that's all right. You wrote CR in the title. Is that like a common thing for country road items that people do?
Yeah, so even with Trenery items, I'll write Trenery CR, because people search for CR as well for Country Road.
Perfect.
And Trenery's under the Country Road umbrella.
Perfect.
We've learned something. I'll take that one down because I would have had no idea, let alone what Trenery is. So, sure. We'll go over to Sam if I can find hers. Where are we? Yep. It's coming, I swear. I think it's that one. Oh, I do like this brand. Tell us, Sam. Tell us.
I just love motorcycle jeans. Where I source in Sydney, so I'm big on bottoms. I like jeans, short skirts. That's what I like to sell.
Sorry, can you just say that again? You're big on what?
I'm big on bottoms.
Oh, good.
And I love finding. Yeah. And I love finding motorcycle jeans. I find them pretty much every time I'm up there, and I think these sold within a week. I sold 2 pairs last week, and I've listed another one today. So, and they just go like that. It's well worth it. So, and just make sure, I'm sure everybody knows, right lined, not Kevlar.
Yeah, that's
always right lined. Or maybe there's another word. Maybe there's another word you guys use, but I use lined, and they sell real quick.
That's the one we go with as well, and it seems to work pretty well. I think people in that space know what they are. They know that Dragon is what they're looking for. They know what they're searching for, so they don't really need to say Kevlar. So love Dragon, and I was saying to you before that I haven't found any in a while, so I'm keen to get on top of some pretty soon. Mel's just dropped in.
I don't think the too many op shops know about them. It's one of those ones that I still find in the general jeans area. So don't tell people, but pick them up.
Yeah, there's a couple motorbike ones that do quite well, so it's always nice to keep an eye out. Jazz is in love with the Dragon. They always sell nice and quickly. So, Jada, I'll have to find yours here as well. Give me a second. Juggling screens here. It's a bit of a challenge, to be honest. Here we go. Tell us about this one.
So, little story behind this one. So, if anyone can actually put up with my videos that I do on YouTube, I did one a few weeks ago where I picked up a Seacom long sleeve Carlton jumper, and I paid $3 and flipped it for $180, which was unders for a Carlton jumper of that caliber. It was only because it was a quick flip. Usually I pay up to $100 for one of these. Now this one here we have actually shown on Wide World of Reselling. I picked it up. It was probably 6 weeks ago when I did the trip back from the beach. I picked it up on the way. I picked it up at a second-hand store, and I did pay $30 for it. Now, the reason I want to show this one is because my wonderful football team come back from the grave, and we're down by 30 points today and come back and still beat Carlton. So, for any Carlton supporters, woohoo! I've been back and forth with Kara's husband, Mikhail, today. So, but anyway, the reason why I want to talk about this one, so this one only went for $110, but it's actually a kid's one. So this is a kid's size jumper.
God damn.
So, that is absolutely tiny. And this one was actually signed. So it's actually signed by Brendan Favola and Dave Hughes. Yes, the comedian Dave Hughes. So these signatures add absolutely no significance to the value of this jumper because Brendan Favola played in the 2000s, so he was not this era of jumper. But I just want to prove if you do see the kids' long sleeve Seacoms, still get them. Like I paid $30 with this in confidence that it was going to sell, and I was going to get some money out of it. So that is a kid-sized jumper. They don't have back in the 90s. They didn't have like a size, so not small, large, medium, nothing like that. They're actually sized by chest in centimeters. So this is 60 to 65 centimeter chest. So that would fit maybe a 10-year-old, and we still got $110 for it. So people just like to collect the jumpers. And, if they want to get one of these because they're that hard to get, I was the only one that had one in a store a couple of weeks ago, and it sold like that, and I took under offers just because of the amount I paid for it compared to normal. But generally, if you're going to want to get an adult's one, you're paying $200 to $300. So sometimes people just want to add one to their collection. So pick up the kids' stuff. I'm telling you, it still goes all right.
Beautiful. I thought you might struggle to get your actual bicep in that one, Flipper. I don't know about the rest of your body, but
mate, I couldn't get me fat head through the bottom of it. Look at
that. Don't rip it. Don't rip it.
No, I got to post that in the morning.
Now I was getting a bit of stick before the show because everyone thought I was going to show the Niki Lauda jacket again, but I know you guys are sick of it already, even though it's only been up for a couple of days. So I thought I would share something else. We had a really nice R.M. Williams signature black leather suede tote bag.
Oh, wow.
And it sold for $5.99 this morning. So that was a nice little flip to get the day rolling. So
big week.
No jacket, but a big bag. Yeah.
How are we going to talk next week?
We won't.
Yeah, true.
Be like $100 next week. That'll be the whole week.
In about 90 days, you're just going to start stressing out because you're going to see your 90-day total just crash.
Yeah, nice sale for the morning. But yeah, it's going to hurt when it disappears on the other end. So, yeah, nice sale. Grant Lee saying we've had 24 sales in total this week, slowest week we've had in a while. I think there's a bit of that going around, so it's interesting to hear how everyone else's sales have been. Let us know in the chat what your best sales of the week have been. We like to hear what everyone else is up to, or a cool sale. So, yeah, if you've got one, let us know. Otherwise, we'll continue on. The crash will be rough, Jazz says. Not looking forward to it.
Yeah, that 90-day crash is sad.
Yeah, we've only just started building it back up, so I don't want it to crash again. That's not what we're here for. Let's get back into a little bit of the parent life because it's the Mother's Day special. So I want to hear from the two ladies some of the advantages and some of the struggles of being mum while reselling. So let's start with some of the advantages. We'll keep it positive up front. Charlie, what are some of the advantages of being work from home mum and trying to keep the kids in control, I suppose?
Some of the advantages, I suppose, just being here whenever they come home from school. Like when Aoife and Kaiden get off the bus, I'm here and we can go and do all our activities. Clodagh does go to daycare, but she has short days and she only does 4 days a week. So that's the advantages. And also we like to have dinner at 5 o'clock because I used to be at work and finish work at 5 o'clock. And especially now when it's dark, and I would be stressing out at work. It would get dark and I need to get home. I need to make dinner. And I like to eat at 5 o'clock. I just do. So every day I have dinner at 5 now. The other day
do you get hungry by like 8?
No, we're pretty good. I think it's just because we're so used to it. Like we didn't have dinner until 6 o'clock on Thursday night and I was nearly eating the wall. So I'm starving. I ate.
Is that like your Irish heritage coming out? Because
I don't know.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right, but over in Ireland, for a long time throughout the year, there's like no nighttime, is there? Is that Ireland? So it's like it just stays like daytime.
In summer, like
that's Alaska, isn't it?
In summer, like June, July, August, it doesn't get dark until like 11 o'clock, 11:30. But the rest of the time, it's pretty much dark. We get about an hour of daylight.
Wow. 5 o'clock's a bit earlier. Back in the day, Mum used to get it ready about 5:30, but this extra half hour there makes a big difference, Charlie. So,
Yeah, I'm starving come 5:30. You won't hear from me between 5 and 6 o'clock.
Wow. I'll make sure not to message you during those times just in case we get a hangry Charlie.
Yeah, you got that.
Sam, tell us about some of the advantages of working from home and looking after kids. So obviously that's what you left your full-time gig to do was, work from home and spend more time with the kids. So give us some of the advantages of that sort of lifestyle.
Well, in my old job, I would definitely work 10, 11-hour days in the office every day and be having the argument with my husband on the phone about who was getting the kids from childcare before they call the police because you haven't picked them up. So did that for... my eldest daughter's 20. I've been doing that since I was 25 and I've had enough. And just being able to get dinner on the table before 7 is fantastic. But also just little things like my eldest daughter's 20. Kids do not have their shit together at 20 at all. And I can still, like on Friday, I took her to a doctor's appointment because that way I can make sure she goes. And then I took her to the pharmacist because that way I can make sure she goes. And, these are all just things I couldn't fit in before. It was just a constant. It was all over the place. It was really hard and it's not anymore. So, reselling has been brilliant for me for that. My life now is so calm. So calm.
That's awesome here. We've got a visitor here as well.
Hey, Clodagh.
Hello.
Oh yeah, Clona's here. Sorry, because she missed her. She slept in the car, so she's still awake.
She looks like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what am I doing here? How did I get here?
Yeah.
Just better hair though.
Yeah, she does have better hair. She does have better hair. Let's talk about some of the disadvantages. So some of the struggles that we have. I'll go to Sam because Charlie's currently looking after the kid. But tell us some of the struggles of working from home. Obviously, it's probably harder to do a lot of things. So tell us about that experience as well.
Oh, no, not really. I just have a lot less money, like a lot less money. So, I'd been in my career for 20 years, so I was pretty high up and earned a lot of money. So that was the choice that we made, and we were ready.
Yeah.
Other than that, I do find, as someone who earned a salary for a really long time, the up and down is hard. I've got a side gig, but I'm trying not to rely on that money. We're trying to just save that money because it's just a contract and it could go at any point. So, the up and down of the income is hard. It's really hard, especially when I put the kids first, and so eBay suffers. And that's a bit of a mind meld because that was the whole point of this. But then if I don't work hard on eBay, it's very unforgiving. So, I think that's pretty, from talking to the other mums, I think that's a pretty common sort of thing that we face because we have only so much focus. We have the same amount of time as everyone else, but only so much focus.
Yeah, you're juggling 2 jobs essentially. Really, that's what it is. Well, 3 jobs for you now. So keeps you busy. Charlie, some struggles?
I think one of the struggles for me is probably what Jonna was saying before about eBay not giving you any love first thing in the morning, and then that can set my tone for the day. But being at home, working from home, and not being around people all the time is a bit of a struggle as well. That's why. And when I've got Clona with me, I can't do anything.
I cry when I look at myself as well, so I don't really blame her. I mean, it's just struggling with my face.
She's looking at the screen. She's got to look at these 3 buffhead.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm going to leave because it's too much for me. But thank you for having me, everyone. Have a great Mother's Day. Bye.
Bye, Charlie. Thanks for coming on. That's the true mother life right there. So
I'm actually in the garage. So I'm in the garage. So I'm physically removed, and there are 2 locked doors between me and my children. So
you just lock yourself in the garage to
that's where my workroom is. I lock myself in.
Awesome. So big shout out to Charlie for joining us tonight. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully the rest of your evening goes well. I did see a couple of people drop in some of their sales of the week, so we will jump to those before we get into the dog shit. And I feel like I can say dog shit now because there's no young person sitting on anyone's lap. So, we'll go through the sales quickly. So I saw the Gons Sony Walkman picked up for $5, sold for $75 free post. Gotta love that.
Love it. Oh, yeah.
Sold an NAD amp and power amp as a pair, insane listing for $1,000. Whew! That'll get the old 90-day ticking. Few people commenting on dinner as well. Dinner at 5. That's
I tell her that every day. I tell her she's silly.
Jazz reckons second dinner is her favorite dinner, so I do like a second dinner. And apparently we're having some brandy snaps and whipped cream for second dinner tonight.
Hey,
all about that. 2 locked doors for sure. All right,
she gets it.
Yeah, she knows what's going on. We'll get into the dog shit of the week. Here we go. He's not come up. He came up. There he is. There he is. So we'll go through Sam first. So yours doesn't have to be of the week. Yours can be pretty much, of all time, really. Anyone that you can think of or anything that's happened recently that's a bit of dog shit.
I have a missing parcel this week. Ooh. And truly missing, no idea where it is. And I just refunded straight away because I'm just all about, I don't waste time. So I was just sorry. And I think the person it's a reseller as well. So they're like, where'd you post it? And they're following up the Australia Post. And I'm like, it's gone. I just had to Australia Post. They got no idea. I don't know what's going on. So, but I've refunded. So to me, I'm done. I've moved on. But yeah, they're still following it up, and yeah, I don't know what's happened to it. I think it's the first time I've ever had an Australia Post parcel that just is completely MIA.
Yeah, right. I can't remember if we had one or if it ended up getting found, but I recall one quite a while ago where we had one that definitely went missing at one stage. I just can't remember if it actually got to where it was supposed to or not. So it doesn't happen very often.
I don't know.
But
we'll see.
It does,
that's not, I mean, it wasn't a very expensive sale, but still it's annoying. And it's just that constant back and forth with someone where I can't actually, I can't do anything. I've given their money back and moved on. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it shows up. They said they'll pay me. I'm like, if it shows up, just keep it. I don't it's not worth there's been so much fuss. Just hang on to it.
Yeah. I think that works sometimes where it shouldn't needs to be like off your list of things. Like if it's a small amount.
Yeah, I have no capacity for that stuff at the moment. I just don't. That's how I run the business. I have no capacity for that stuff. Just move on.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Brad, are we dog shit free this week or do we have a story?
Look, I got a little story that I sort of touched on. I started to talk about it last week, so this has been ongoing for 3 weeks, and I can't completely go into detail, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. So I've got 3 stores, and store number 3 got suspended 3 weeks ago. So I was selling an illicit product. We can't completely go into that, but anyway, it's been a bit of a roller coaster trying to get that store back up and going. So basically the product that I was selling, this store is all new stuff, and I keep it hidden from all my social media and all that sort of stuff. I don't even have sold listings up, so you can't even check comps on it, sort of thing. But anyway, I was selling this thing, really good turnover. And really good turnover. It was crazy, and I was onto something. I thought, you fucking ripper, here we go. And anyway, then all of a sudden the store gets suspended because I sold one of these things to someone from France, and turns out I wasn't allowed to. It was illegal in that country, which was kind of weird. So they've shut down the store. And, I was just like, oh, what's going to happen here? And I got real paranoid. When I got the email, I thought it was my main store, and I thought, oh, no, here we go. And then I also got paranoid that, the whole IP address thing that we hear about, because I've got 3 stores, they shut down them all. But I spoke to eBay chat, and they said, no, the other ones are safe. It's this particular one. And this product that I was selling, I need a permit to sell it. So if you are selling some kind of unique items, this is just a heads up. Just check if you need a permit to sell them, because this one I did. So basically, I've got the store back. They've told me I'll never be able to sell international on that store now, which is fine because I found out that you can't. And, it's very restricted still. So I can only list 1 or 2 things on there a day, which doesn't matter. This is a store that has, a bunch of stuff on there, and they just kind of tick over. It's very different to the old, op shop sale stuff. But basically, I still haven't quite got it back yet. So they're, it's just been back end work, and it's gone on for 3 weeks, and it's just starting to annoy me. So I still can't really sell on it. I'm still waiting on this permit and all that sort of stuff. So it's just dog shit because this store was just kicking goals for 3 weeks, and then it just crashed. So yeah.
There's a few in the chat trying to guess. There's some fake guns.
Too many questions. Too many questions.
Sex robot, penis pumps.
Have a guess. I want to see what people are guessing.
I thought you were selling your used pantyhose again, Brad. I thought I told you.
They were on there, yeah. I know, but people just wanted them.
Just your return customer, your footy return customer buying all your pantyhose, mate. Drew, you got any dog shit for us this week? Do you have anything to top that at all?
Mine are dog shit. Not really anything in the world of drugs, sex, paraphernalia, weapons. Or I'm assuming that has been selling.
Crossbows.
Yeah, the only stitch up was someone just cancelled a sale an hour before I was ready to pack it. So it was a DVD lot of these crime DVDs. I paid about $6 for them. They had paid for it for $159.99, and they cancelled a couple of hours ago when I was doing my packing. So
that's brutal. It's
been sitting there since Friday. I'm like, I'll just wait till Sunday to do my packing, and they cancelled. I don't want it anymore. So it's up for sale if you guys want it. It's realistic.
Oh, wow. Let's get straight on it. I can't think of any dog shit this week. I'm sure there's been some little turd that's dropped out at some point, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. We had a couple cancellations and stuff, but that happened, so no major dog turds. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear from the chat if they have had any dog shit of the weeks or if anything's come up. It's always interesting to hear what happens on the old eBay because some strange things happen on that platform. Some strange things indeed. All right, guys, so we've got 15 minutes to go. So if Brad or Drew have any questions for Sam along the way, please ask as well. If the chat has any questions for Sam while we're here, drop them in as well. It's not very often we get to spend some time with the reselling mums. Obviously, we've got busy lives to lead, and usually they don't agree to come onto this sort of subcategory program. So we do appreciate.
I'm usually asleep. It's delaying my bedtime.
Uncle Wayne saying, "Don't take a boogie board to Bali." Apparently, that's a bad idea. Lost 500 on Pokey. So, I'm presuming that's like a Pokey's website.
Pokey Crypto, I think. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. Some cryptocurrency.
I've got a question.
Hello from the UK. Go on.
Yep.
You work part-time. Obviously, you thrift for most of your stock. Do you source at all anywhere else for stuff? I know you've sort of narrowed down into the stuff that you try to pick up and more narrowed in your type of stock. Do you source anywhere else outside of thrifting, Facebook or anything like that? Or
not yet. So my problem is very much, and look, it's an excuse, but having enough room in my brain. You know, I do find that a bit hard. I've got 5 kids. I'm sure people know I've got 5 kids, and that's a shitload. Frankly, that's a lot of people.
Approximately.
It's the official measurement, and then I've got my side gig, which I'm trying to keep going. So yeah, I definitely want to in the future, and I think I'm niching down at the moment, and that's really going to help because then I am starting to look into bulk buy opportunities and things like that. Without it being a complete, just scrambled approach, which I think before having a garage sale store, I just couldn't think that way. It just wasn't helping me. And now I'm niching down to stuff that I know. Like even, I was talking to one of our friends today, one of all of our friends, and that person was saying, oh, I hate selling that sort of stuff. Maybe I'll sell my stuff off to you. And, that's not, Mel, who's in the chat, I bought up a bunch of her stuff as well. Even buying off other resellers or starting to look into other opportunities. I think niching down is really going to help. But and look, my mental space has been really busy for a long time, and I want a really simple life now. So at the moment, op shopping, going to Sydney and hitting some of the big ones where I've seen you guys, Drew, and a few others works a treat. But hopefully in time we'll see. But I'm just being realistic as well.
Yeah. If you're on Facebook, it's just more stuff you have to deal with, messages and stuff. And obviously you've got so much going on as it is. Just going to a store and just focusing on your one job's way easier, realistically. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's that sustainable. So reckon. That's a pretty good deal, Mel. Easy for her, easy for me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, if you can get a deal done with somebody that, they're getting what they want and you can clear some space for yourself because that's your niche now, then why not? So pretty cool to see those sorts of things happening and, helping each other out, I suppose, clearing some space for Mel, which is probably a pretty limited resource for her at the moment, moving into the new house. And so it's interesting to hear that. I went to a garage sale and a lady was saying she had no room in the house, so I made an offer for all her books.
Whew. Nice. Did it work?
That'd be interesting to hear. So at this time, we usually do a little bit of a run around and talk what's coming up. Now, Sam, you're kind of still doing. You're not doing anything with the. Are you still doing Mum's Chat?
Oh yeah, I do Mum's Chat. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Pretty much all my reseller friends are YouTubers, and I'm not. So it's quite strange because I have all these YouTube conversations that don't mean anything. But Charlie and I are still doing Reselling Mums. Robin's taking a break. Yeah. She's got some really big goals she wants to kick, so she's sort of just focusing on that for the moment. And but Charlie and I will be back on Thursday on her channel.
I thought you were giving us a hint that it wasn't going to happen there. I got a bit worried for a second.
No. Charlie and I need it. We need the interaction.
I do like catching them. Unfortunately, it's very difficult at work now because I'm back in the office pretty much all the time. So There's a struggle, but Jazzy likes to drop in and tell me what's been happening, so do enjoy them. So go over and check it out, usually on Charlie's channel. We'll be now, considering Robin's looking at smashing some goals out. So head over to Charlie's channel and check that out. I'm sure Jazz will drop a link in for everyone to go over and check it out, but definitely worth a look. Brad, now you dropped a video with yourself and Chris getting around old Ballarat, giving each other a bit of a razz up. So what's coming over the next sort of week or so for yourself?
Yeah, so I'm on a little bit of a sourcing ban now, so I won't do a sourcing trip this week. I got a lot of stock at the minute. I've just got to start smashing some stuff. So I haven't completely planned what's coming up on YouTube this week. I'll definitely do a couple of videos because I have a lot of things that I want to do. And I'm going to keep doing those what's sold on this YouTube video. So I will drop another one of those this week. And I'm thinking I might do the top 10 80s toys this week. Ooh. I did the 90s a few weeks ago, and I had a ball doing that, going back through my childhood. 80s is a little bit before my time, I guess. I was born in 89, so a little bit of research. I had some of that stuff, but there's a little bit of research, and I sell a lot of toys and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be fun doing that one. But that one should be up later on in the week, I think. I got to film it yet, though. I got to find some room to film it.
Looking forward to that one. Drew, now we've got a mix of the channel, we've got a mix of the podcast. So give us a rundown of what's sort of planned to come out this week, if you've got anything planned. He's got his list on the wall there.
Oh, he's got a whiteboard.
Going on, to be honest. Got 2 videos coming out this week. Don't know what yet, but there'll be 2. Tuesday and Saturday. Let's just go with that. I don't know what yet. Just stay tuned. Maybe one of Sarah and then one of me, so you guys can pick which one to watch and which one not to watch. Probably Sarah's one. Yeah.
What about the podcast? You're sort of staggering them out every couple of weeks at the moment?
They're still fortnightly, so yeah, we came out this Tuesday, so it'll be a Tuesday week will be the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've kind of split the channels up a little bit now as well. So you've got It's Drew and Sarah, which is more of the thrifting content, correct? And a little bit of
so the It's Drew and Sarah will be just sort of us thrifting, traveling, just more vlog type stuff. And then podcasters just sit down on the couch, talk a bunch of garbage for 25 to 30 minutes once a fortnight. So that's the second channel now. So you can go and subscribe to that.
Beautiful. I've been listening to the old podcasts in the ear at work because I don't have to be watching anything. So I can get away with that one. I do enjoy the old podcast. I was looking to leave a comment the other day and I couldn't find the YouTube video, so I was struggling there for a little bit.
Yeah, it's tricky. Can't leave anything yet. We're working on some cool things for the podcast coming up, so big plans.
Beautiful. So make sure you get over and check both the channels out and the podcast, which you can pretty much get on all your normal streaming services, which is awesome. Yep. Give them a bit of a like and leave some feedback for the guys, and hopefully they continue to put out more and more content on there because we love it. Jazz has dropped your channel as well.
Drew?
Reviews, people don't really review much, to be honest. It's hard.
Yeah. I've listened to every episode, but I haven't, so I will. I'll go on. No,
it's the same as. Doesn't it? You're more likely to get a YouTube comment than like a review on a podcast. It's very, very rare.
Can you even review on Spotify? Because that's where I listen to it. So can you? Because I can't find it.
No, just Apple. But they're both, honestly, if you're into podcasts, they're both like for the next couple of years, they're both just going crazy trying to battle it out for number 1 spot. So the podcast world's taking off. Monetization is going to be like same as YouTube. The whole platform and the whole industry is going to be blowing up again, as it's been blowing up for 10, 15 years already. But big things to come.
That's awesome. I'm definitely keen to hear what you guys have in store for that. I love listening to podcasts because, you don't have to sort of like focus in on the video as well. You can just like pop it in, listen, do other things and get stuff done. So you're always sort of able to do 2 things at once, which in my life is
that's the best thing about my thrifting days. I'll probably spend about 6 hours listening to podcasts for the whole day or like an audio book, but like you're just consuming just little nuggets of knowledge all day. Hopefully, if you listen to a good one, that is not like ours.
No, I have enjoyed your chat so far, and you guys go into a lot of sort of financial stuff as well, which is helpful for a lot of us. And you talk about life really, so It's always good to hear. Just quickly for ourselves, Tuesday we're going to do our what sold for, I don't even know what month, April I'm presuming. What sold in April. So yeah, decent month, a little bit different. We've changed it up a little bit and done pretty much all hard goods this time, so no clothing, just to change it up a little bit. That'd be cool. And Friday, we've actually moved out the video that was going to be on Tuesday. We've moved out to Friday, which is going to be part 2 of the global bolo list. So we've got another bunch of awesome people jumping in on that one, overseas and local. So check that out over on the Aussie Thrifter channel. Appreciate everyone jumping on that. It's always fun there. So that's pretty much it for tonight. I do appreciate Sam and also Charlie for jumping on with us on Mother's Day of all days. Big shout out to all the mums out there who support us, and as Brad said, all the dads filling in for that role as well. We do appreciate everything you do for us. Big shout out to all the mums at home. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Sam, for giving us your evening and locking yourself in the garage. I hope you can get out.
Please,
she might build a little bunk bed in there and just stay in there forever.
Good way to spend your Mother's Day. You got 5 kids and you're locked in a shed with 3 bozos. What's going on there?
Yeah. My biggest gift on Mother's Day, honestly, is time alone. It's sad but true 20 years later. Give me a break.
I can imagine. I've got one and that's enough.
Well, we'll give you back your evening, and thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it. And thanks, Charlie, for joining us where you could. Hope everything is going well. Thanks, everyone, for joining us on Mother's Day. We'll be back here, same place, same time next week with another great guest. So we have another great guest coming on next week. I'm really keen for this one. Hopefully we get Drew back again. If he's free, we'll try and tee that up. Otherwise, we'll be back here next week. So join us next Sunday on Wide World of Reselling. Bye, guys.